He threw a man tantrum.
He's out of here.
It's so funny. It's
my
like
plan is ruined.
She loves me. She loves me not. She loves me. She loves me not.
This is so
she
wild.
Hates me.
Like, it was such a wild romantic gesture to just be like, I want to date you. Like, on, I don't know. It was, at first when I looked at it, I was
Sweetie,
like, this dude is.
That's what it does when you're on the stage and you perform in Arrowhead. That's what it did.
This dude didn't get a meet and greet. He's making it everyone's problem. That's what I thought at first. And then I was
You come to Arrowhead, I get to meet you. That's the perk of playing for the Chiefs.
You realize he didn't even reach out to our management. I was like, when this podcast came out, I was like, did he ever reach out to be like in the tents, or did we know he was in the building? He came with Pat. And he thought that because he knows the elevator lady that he could talk to her about just getting down to my
That's how it works. You just go.
The New Heights studio buzzed with anticipation, but this wasn't your typical sports podcast episode. Something electric hung in the air as Travis Kelce, always the life of any room, welcomed listeners to a show that was already beginning to feel legendary. Every mic in the place was polished to a gleam, the lights warm and inviting. And at the center of it all, Taylor Swift. Her presence alone shifted the entire atmosphere the way only true icons can. Even virtually, Jason Kelce's smile was infectious as he joined in via video call, setting the tone with his signature blend of humor and heartfelt pride. Jason didn't waste a second, introducing Taylor not just as the world's favorite singer-songwriter, but as a record-smashing force, the only artist to win Album of the Year 4 times, a living legend with more awards than most people even dream about. Taylor laughed, shaking her head in good-natured disbelief, gently ribbing Jason about losing his voice before the intro was over. Travis, unable to hide his pride, leaned in. "You're the most celebrated guest we've ever had." Taylor grinned back. "I'm just happy to be here with my favorite people." Jason, ever the big brother, teased, "That's what they all say." But there was something different in the air. Travis nudged Taylor, his voice low. "Wait until we get to the big announcement." Taylor winked at the camera, and for a moment, it felt like the whole internet was holding its breath. Travis grinned. "We have something special to share, something people have been guessing about for months. Taylor and I are ready to talk wedding plans." There it was, the news that would send shockwaves across social media. Taylor's eyes sparkled. "We thought, why let everyone else tell our story when we can do it ourselves, right here?" Jason, ever the showman, pretended to fall out of his chair. "You're going to announce your guest list to the world?" Taylor nodded, holding up a hand-lettered board while Travis opened his laptop, both of them grinning like they'd just won the Super Bowl. First came the non-negotiables, family. Taylor listed her parents, Andrea and Scott, and her brother Austin. Travis added, "And my parents, Donna and Ed, plus Kylie and the girls." Jason, always ready with a quip, hoped the paparazzi would leave him alone but promised to bring the house down as MC. Taylor reminded him he'd have to deliver a speech, and Jason groaned, "Guess I'd better start writing now." The guest list rolled on. Travis read the names of his closest Chiefs friends, Patrick and Brittany Mahomes, Chris Jones, Harrison Butker. Pat texted me back within seconds. Travis laughed, pretending to beg for permission to catch the bouquet. Taylor chimed in, and Brittany's in charge of the dance floor. But it was the next group that sent the fan chat into overdrive, Taylor's friends from the world of music and film. Selena Gomez, Ed Sheeran, Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, Gigi Hadid, Sophie Turner. Taylor recalled how Ed tried to wiggle out of singing at the wedding, but she told him he had no choice, he'd be performing. Travis teased, "If Ed doesn't sing, Jason will have to rap." Jason protested, "Please, nobody wants that," which sent everyone into fits of laughter. Taylor's vision for the wedding immediately came into focus. She wanted it to feel like the best parts of a stadium concert and a tailgate party, a beer garden, classic games, fireworks, and yes, food trucks. "We want everyone to have fun, not just sit and watch speeches," Travis said. Jason, ever curious, asked, "Where's this epic party happening?" Taylor and Travis shared a knowing look. Taylor revealed only that it was somewhere meaningful to them, a place where they'd made incredible memories. Travis added, "Let's just say you'll need your passport." The chat exploded with guesses: Paris, Kansas City, but Taylor only grinned, promising more clues in future podcasts. And then, as if the world needed more surprises, Travis dropped another bombshell. There's a special guest performer, but we're keeping it under wraps for now. Taylor leaned into the mic, her voice playful. Let's make this the most watched wedding ever. Jason, half joking, pretended to faint at the secrecy, but Travis assured him, "You'll be the first to know, bro." As the guest list excitement wound down, Taylor reached across the table, squeezed Travis's hand, and said, "Thank you all for sharing this moment with us. We can't wait to celebrate with everyone we love." It was pure magic. Instantly, clips from the podcast were everywhere. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Fans dissecting every detail and speculating about the wedding's location. But Taylor wasn't done. With the ease of someone used to breaking the internet, she casually announced, "And since we're in the spirit of surprises, I'm officially announcing my 12th album, The Life of a Showgirl, right here." Jason hooped, breaking news. Travis grinned. That's how you do it on New Heights. Taylor described the album as her most personal yet, inspired by her journey, her family, and yes, her relationship with Travis. She confessed she'd scribbled lyrics on napkins during Chiefs games while nervously watching Travis play. Travis blushed, admitting he found one of those napkins tucked in his bag. Taylor teased, "Maybe that'll be a collector's item one day." Jason, never missing a beat, asked if he'd get a shout-out on the album. Taylor promised, "You're in the liner notes, I swear." The atmosphere in the studio was light, full of laughter and the kind of warmth that comes from real friendship. Travis shared stories of meeting Taylor's family for the first time in Nashville, joking about how he'd never been grilled harder over dinner. Taylor talked about meeting Donna Kelce at a Chiefs game and how she felt instantly at home, as if she'd known Donna forever. They traded stories of family holidays, dinners where Travis and Jason outdid each other with jokes, Taylor and Kylie swapping dessert recipes, and little moments that made their lives feel surprisingly ordinary despite all the fame. The podcast then shifted into rapid-fire fan questions. One fan wanted to know what song would play during their first dance. Taylor smiled slyly. "You'll have to wait and see, but there might be a mashup no one expects." Travis laughed. "As long as it's not one of Jason's karaoke favorites, we're fine." Another fan asked if there would be Chiefs colors at the wedding. Taylor laughed. "There might be a hint of red, but not on the dress." Travis promised, "I'll sneak in some Chiefs socks." Jason, ever the joker, asked if there'd be a football game at the wedding. Travis replied, "Absolutely. We're setting up a mini field." Taylor added, "Winner gets the last slice of cake." Speculation about the wedding's secret location hit a new high when eagle-eyed fans spotted a book about Casa Wabi on the shelf behind Taylor, a foundation on Mexico's Pacific coast known for its stunning beachfront and celebrity weddings. The Casa Wabi team, thrilled by the cameo, invited Taylor and Travis to visit and learn about their community work. Taylor nodded toward the camera. "We love what you're doing. Maybe we'll take you up on that invitation." The couple promised more details soon, but for now, the mystery remained deliciously unsolved. The conversation took a deeper turn as the trio discussed love and commitment. Travis opened up about his parents, describing how they worked as a team to raise him and Jason, even after their own romance faded. "It's not always easy," he said, "but I want to make it work with my future wife no matter what." Taylor squeezed his hand, her eyes shining. "I've learned that real partnership is about showing up, even on the hard days." Jason, ever the philosopher, chimed in, "That's the real MVP stuff right there." Taylor's parents, famous for their close-knit bond, were thrilled for the big day and eager to help with planning. Travis's mom, Donna, was already making a list of her favorite wedding snacks, while Ed was in charge of curating the playlist. Taylor joked, "We might need 2 DJs just to keep everyone happy." As the show wound down, the chat was still going wild. Fans were already planning album listening parties, fantasy wedding drafts, and themed watch parties for what was sure to become the most watched wedding in pop culture history. Yet, beneath the headlines and hashtags, what lingered was something more intimate, a glimpse of 2 people, wildly successful in their own right, determined to carve out an ordinary happiness in an extraordinary world. For a brief moment, the world felt a bit closer. Whether you were a Swiftie, a Chiefs fan, or just someone who loves a good story, you couldn't help but root for them. And as Travis wrapped up the show, promising more surprises and more heart in future episodes, it was clear this was just the beginning. The world would be tuning in, waiting for the next chapter, hungry for more. Because when love, laughter, and a dash of legendary fame collide, you never really want the story to end.